Hello, beautiful. Welcome to Unfiltered number 3. So, for those of you who are new here, Unfiltered is a series where I come, surprise, surprise, unfiltered. I really want to get into the habit, the joy, the flow of just coming and talking to you with less preparation, even though I still do a little bit of it. Um, and Unfiltered is the place where I just record something. There is no edits. There's no anything inserted in the video, links and little graphics and whatever. It's just it's just me talking to you. So welcome to Unfiltered number 3. So in the past few videos, including Unfiltered number 1 and 2, I talked a lot about our healing obsession, how it is a form of control for us in our lives, and that I also talked about the idea that we have to, it seems to me, that we have to let go of our grip and everything that's being thrown at us in the spiritual personal growth world of more classes, more modalities, more learning, more practices, more all of these things, always in order to heal more. Because if we don't heal all our parts, if we don't heal the wounds, the trauma, we're not going to evolve, we're not going to be able to shift into 5D, or we're just going to stay stuck and our lives are going to repeat patterns. And all this doomsday life that we don't want all depend on learning and identifying and naming more ways to heal. And there's a point where it has really gotten for so many of us that I had to check my mic. I wasn't sure if it was on. I lost my train of thought. Give me a. So it has really become for many of us that it has overtaken our life and it's become a burden and a weight. And we actually feel stuck in the healing loop. And if we try to do less, we feel guilty because we're told that if we don't do more, we're not going to ascend, evolve, shift, whatever it is, or just feel better. And I've been talking about the idea that at this point in this life where everything, we are so constantly uh, thrown things at, I'm missing some words here, and entertained, and the need to constantly receive input, that we at this point have to understand and connect with the idea that there is something greater than ourselves that is at play, and all the healing, evolution, living doesn't all depend on the 3D way of healing ourselves. So we have to learn to let go. And I introduced the idea of quantum presence, a place where we kind of relax the mind and just say, out of out of desperation, say, I can't do this anymore. Like, I surrender. There must be something else. And I'm just going to kind of relax and say, I'm not doing it for an hour, for half a day, for the week, for the year, whatever it is. And in some of my videos, I shared about how that happened, like that experience of quantum presence and, I don't know, quantum clarity, quantum healing happened when a few weeks ago, barely like just a month ago, I was still in Massachusetts. I had been searching, my lease was ending, been searching for a place to move to, a lot of intensity, anxiety, and all that stuff, and couldn't find anything. And one day I just said, I give up. I've done everything I can. Something else has to come to me. It's out of my hands. I'm giving it out of my hands. I'm throwing it out of my hands. Can't do it anymore. And I went for a walk in that mindset, in that space of quantum presence, of just connecting to nature. I had the chance to be by the ocean for a walk on the ocean and just saying, I'm just going to walk here like everything's okay and open myself up. And during that walk, I had this not quite a voice, but it kind of, anyway, a strong thought, an intuition that said, go to Quebec, where family is, where I've been resisting going back to for decades. And it said, why don't you just go look and spend a few months in Quebec? And I came back, and the second person I reached out to on Marketplace responded. And by the end of the day, I had this place for a couple of months. I moved, put my things in storage, and it came with such ease. It came with, like, it felt totally doable, a little crazy, but completely doable. And it was like all the resistances that I had for coming here felt like, no, something else could happen. Anyway, talk about that in other videos. And my reason for bringing it back up is that that same mechanism, if you will, happened again this weekend and yesterday. And I want to share with you what happened. But I have in my notes, first in Sunday's video, I believe, I said that I was talking about all kinds of, it's such a good video. There's like barely any views on it. It's so sad. It's my worst performing. And I think it's fantastic. It's our healing obsession trap. Like, I really like the video. Go check it out if you haven't. It's an invitation. Anyway, but in there I ended because I was going to, inside the content, I was going to share 2 quantum healing stories that are proof that even on the physical level, there are healings that happen without any modalities, without any involvement from ourselves. And since I was going long, I decided, well, I'm just going to share it today. So if I hadn't made the promise, I wouldn't really share them here today. But I did promise. I'm a woman of my word, and I will. And it ties in, actually, because everything I talk about, it's all in my head in these moments. So it ties in. So, right. So the 2 stories are about burns and miraculous healing. One was when I was young, quite young, and I was on a camping trip. And the whole boiling soup came and splashed from the fire, just fell over onto my hand. And I was like pretty badly burned, and it hurt a lot. And it just happened that my parents, the camping with the group I was in was near my parents. So they just dropped in to say hi, and they saw me like this. And I said, still, I want to continue my trip. I'm not stopping because of this. So anyway, they left. And a few hours later, I was with my friends. I mean, my hand constantly had to be in the water or blowing on it. And at some point, I looked at my friends and I said, hey, it's not hurting anymore. And I started clapping. Look, no pain. I can do anything. It's completely gone. And it just happened that way, unknowingly. Well, sometimes later, I shared that with my parents. And my dad said that he had a friend. He was called, I don't know, maybe I don't share it. He had a friend, and he had a gift to heal burns. And it's the kind of gift, who knows what it is. He had received it from a person, and when he would choose to give it to somebody else, he would lose it. And it has been passed down like this for generations. And he had called him and said, Annie's pretty badly burned. Don't know if you can do anything, but if you can, please do. And this is how, in an instant, without even being aware of that man doing something greater than myself on a level beyond any healing modalities, could heal my hand. And with the same man, and I don't know, 10 years later or something like that, my sister was living on a sailboat in the Caribbean, and she was the propane tank exploded, and she was trying to fix it, so it got all over her, 3rd-degree burn. She was hospitalized. I went down there to get her. It was a crazy saga. Had to get the military, because the commercial planes wouldn't take her on, and blah blah blah. Big story. But the biggest story is that my father contacted that man. And when my sister was put in the burn unit, they were told that they couldn't understand how her body was healing and the small amount of pain that she was on. So I just wanted to really share this because it shows. I know that I usually talk about, the energetic, our traumas and things that are not on the physical plane, but this idea of giving ourselves to and reminding ourselves that there are things that happen on such a different, greater level than ourselves, and it's real. And the realness is the message I had to come here, and all the healings and blessings that have been happening for me since I've been here. It's pretty, like, it's blowing my mind a little bit. And that we should always keep our eyes on that aspect of life when we're stuck with all the things that are so hard, and try to figure out everything and heal ourselves and dig and do all the things that we do to try to improve our lives. There is something else. So now I want to get back to what's in my mind now that I've closed that loop. And because this weekend something similar happened. Where do I want to start? Okay. So this weekend, I registered for a webinar, a weekend class, whatever, with Lee Harris. It was called The Empowered Sensitive. I rarely watch things. I'm not crazy about it. But for some reason, this one said, yes, you should register. It was Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, I completely forgot about it. At the end of the day, I said, oh, darn, that thing's on. And I turned it on, and it was not Lee Harris, it was a guest. And I watched, and it was like, this is not for me. It is way too ethereal and like not my comfort zone or what I feel that I'm connecting with these days. So I went to bed thinking, I'm going to cancel the subscription because I'm allowed to, because there's a 60-day guarantee. So went to bed. Next morning, decide to turn it on in the morning, and I start watching. And even though it was so slow, so, like I said, ethereal, and like a way of speaking that is a little too much for me, not my comfort zone, like I said. But then I noticed that my body started slowing down. My mind, that had been very, very intensely on work and my videos not doing well and working 12, 13 hours a day, complete shift from last week when I was working as hard, but it was like, wow, things are opening up. It's great. So I was in a pretty intense mind space. And then Sunday, and I'd lost my balance of caring for myself, for my body, and taking time off and seeing my mom and all that. Anyway, so I started watching, and I was like, wow, check out how your energy is changing. I felt like I was kind of zoned out, like I was a little bit high, and I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. Like, what a shift. And then my conclusion, they were teaching a lot about sensitive, a lot of interesting stuff. But for me, what I got from it was that as a sensitive person, empath, highly sensitive, whatever you resonate with, we have bodies that absorb more than the rest of the population. Everybody stores emotions, trauma, and everything in their bodies. Yes, they do. But as sensitives, it is so much more dense, intense. There is so much more, and we feel it so much more. And my epiphany was that it was my responsibility to take care of my body. But the difference was that, like, that's not new, of course. But before, it was always that I had to do it. I should do it. I was born this way and it sucks and it's a disadvantage. And if I want to, you know, not die here, I have to do these extra things that nobody else has to do. So it never stuck with me. I do things, of course I do, but not in what came to me was that I was going to do it because I love myself. Because if I want a life with more ease, a life where I flow more, where I can enjoy things more and not be on this constant um, shaking and anxiety and nervousness and nervous system in fight or flight or survival, it was up to me to love myself enough to take care of my body so that all these things that are stored start being released. And yesterday morning, that's when that voice came back again. And that was a profound shift for me. And I'm going to talk about it more on Sunday's video, because to me, it was like major. But yesterday morning, I went for a walk in the path here in nature. And I kept walking and I left thinking, because I love myself. I'm out because I love myself. I'm moving my body because I love myself. And as I was doing this, I heard this thought, inspiration voice come to me saying, Annie, you should offer a 28-day series and invite other people to do it on any circle. And here's the amazing thing that connects with, is parallel with the Quebec thing and all my resistances. Any Circle is a private community that exists for highly sensitive women. It's my community. And since last August, for 9 months, first of all, because I had a burnout last year and whatever, I haven't been able to be very present. So I haven't been promoting it because since 9 months, every month I think, do I cancel it? Because it costs something to have it up, of course. Do I cancel it? Do I cancel it? I talk about it to my friend, talk about it to my sister, to my mom. It's like, I really think I should because I can't do it. And yesterday, it came like, yeah, keep it open, offer this, and invite people to join and start sharing each day what you do, put a post, sometimes a video, what you do because I love myself, and invite other women to be part of it. And let's all do this together. So I'll just wrap up the idea. So the amazing thing is that after 9 months of resistance and anxiety and agonizing about my decision to close it or not, this came, no resistance. It was like, oh, yes, how fun. Natural next step. I came back here. I spent, a good part of the day, but within hours, it was all set up. It's all done. I recorded my first short talking about it that's going to play later. No, last night. And it just was with so much ease. And the pattern is that I was letting go inside. I came to a place of surrender in my body. Last time it was, I don't know what to do anymore about my move. I'm letting go. I'm going to connect with nature. This time is what it was, because I love myself. I'm going to go in nature because I love myself. I'm going to take care of my body. And both times I got these strong intuitions, messages, and then the implementation was super, super easy. And that is what is fascinating me right now. So those are the stories that I wanted to share. So I am going to put the link to Annie's Circle in the description. I invite you to come in. I've yet to do a little intro video. It's going to be in the section because I love myself. And that's where I already started to post, because for my own accountability, I decided it's going to be launched for everybody on June 1st. Like the 28 days is going to start on June 1st. But in the community, I started yesterday. I am going to be there every day. You can join, and we'll just like hopefully get a bunch of people between now and June 1st. And on June 1st, we start, and everybody can share what they're doing or not doing. There is no pressure. It is a loving space. And if there are days we don't do it, we all get it. We're going to be there to support each other. Did I say the community is just for women? It's for highly sensitive women. So if you're a man listening, this is our space. So I hope to see you there. I'm excited. I'm going to be talking about this, I think, for quite a bit, because it's what's in my heart, in my soul, and in my body these days. And it seems so, so, so important. So that's it for today. Join me on Annie's Circle. I hope to see you. Write me a note when you're there. You can all say something. Anyway, I'll explain the community inside the community. Annie's Circle, link in the description below. I'll see you soon. If not there, see you on Sunday. I love you. Bye.